Hello, it's Bishop Mark. Today is Luke chapter 18, verses 35 to 43. In the last video, we did the passage about the third prediction of the Passion, that he was going to go to Jerusalem and he essentially was going to suffer there and die. I misspoke when I said that it didn't connect to what came before and after. Because remember the last line in yesterday about they understood nothing of this and it remained hidden from them? Well, I think there is a connection to this next story, which happens in Jericho, because it's about a blind man. He was literally blind, but when we speak about blind men in the Bible, it also means spiritually blind. And the apostles were blind, unknowing, didn't see what Jesus was talking about. So there is a connection. Anyway, he's in Jericho now. Now Jericho is you walk up from Jericho to Mount Zion, where he's going to go. In fact, this is the last chapter where he's not in Jerusalem. He enters into Jerusalem in chapter 19, which we begin next video. So Jericho's at the bottom, and Jericho's very famous in the Bible, and but it's also well known for a crossroads. To get to anywhere in that area, you had to travel to Jericho. It's like the hub of a wheel with the spokes going, and one of them goes winding its way up to Jerusalem, where the holy city is, right? Where Jesus will die. But you have to go through Jericho to go any place. It's a crossroads. So who's at the crossroads? A blind man. If you're a beggar, you go to where the action is. Jericho is where the action is. Okay, let's read. Now, as he approached Jericho, a blind man was sitting by the roadside begging. And hearing a crowd going by, he inquired what was happening. They told him, Jesus of Nazareth is passing by. So Jesus' reputation is so big now that everyone knows him, including the blind man. But it's an interesting title to say Jesus of Nazareth, but nevertheless, that's where he grew up. So he's still Jesus of Nazareth. And so this blind man's there begging for money, looking for money. And he has no idea Jesus is coming up, but when he hears a commotion, he asks what it is. It's important to know that he wasn't there waiting for Jesus. He was there begging, and others told him, Jesus of Nazareth is passing by. Well, when he hears Jesus of Nazareth is passing by, here's what happens. He shouted, Jesus, Son of David, have pity on me. So he's heard of Jesus, and now he wants Jesus to come to him, and he shouts, Jesus of Nazareth, have pity on me. Now, when Jesus was traveling like that, there would be people around him, and he'd be teaching as he passed by. And this man just shouts over it all, Jesus of Nazareth, here I am, have pity on me. That's essentially saying, here I am, right? Okay, what happens? The people walking in front rebuked him, telling him to be silent. Just like when they were rebuking when children were trying to get to Jesus, right? Just a little while ago in the gospel. People seem to be protecting Jesus from all these people. And the babe, shh. Maybe they're just trying to hear what Jesus is saying. So be quiet, be quiet. But the man does not quit. Here we go. But he kept calling out all the more, Son of David, have pity on me. Now, I was reading about this. It's two different words that mean shout. So he hears that Jesus is there and he says, Jesus, have pity on me. Jesus, Son of David, have pity on me. They rebuke him. And then Luke uses a different word for shout. And it's a word that's used with desperation. Desperation. He cried out, no, 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 no. Like, I am going to be heard. That's how the word signifies. It wasn't just, hello, Jesus. It was a desperate yell. It doesn't come through in the translation, so I was happy when a writer pointed that out, because it shows the state of the man, and it obviously Jesus, it caught his attention. Here is a desperate man who is reaching out to our Lord. Now our Lord, he hears the voice of the desperate. He hears the voice of all, but he hears this man's voice. He is no longer just a guy yelling. He's a guy that is begging our Lord to come. And with an urgency, sometimes in our life, people don't get us. And we have to show our emotion to really get across what we're trying to get across. These people are trying to be quieting him up, and he shows his emotion. And he's using the title Son of David. Now what's that? That is a title of the Messiah. Do you remember? Jesus was from Bethlehem. He had to go to Bethlehem because he was the descendant of David, but also that the Messiah would come from David's line. So we don't have 100% confirmation, but it seems to be that this man, this blind man, somehow recognizes that his messiahship, because it just said he was from Nazareth, not Bethlehem, right? He said, Son of David, in an urgent way, have pity on me. Okay, let's continue. That's enough of that. Then Jesus stopped and ordered that he be brought to him. And when he came near, Jesus asked him, what do you want me to do for you? Jesus stops. The man is in such a place where I guess Jesus can't get to him. So they guide this man to Jesus. Okay, now the world's watching. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? This man has caught his attention. This is a blind man. This is a beggar. Is he going to give him money? Because that's what the beggar was asking for. The beggar didn't say, Jesus, I'm blind, help me. He just said, have pity on me. That could be, he thought Jesus would give him money. So Jesus asked him, what do you want me to do for you? Now in our prayer, in our requests of Jesus, we need to ask what's dearest to our heart. Wasting our money saying, Jesus, help me win the lottery. Here I am about the lottery again. It's important to know that Jesus is not about money, right? And anyone who's preaching what's called the prosperity gospel, that if you do this, you'll be rich. And that still happens today. Tragically, on television, you see these people saying, if you give money, you're going to be rich. Well, that's called the prosperity gospel. It's silly. God doesn't work that way. But this man is asked, he has his time in front of Jesus, and he's not going to ask him for something immediate. He's going to ask him for something lasting, as we should too. Something important. Okay. So he says, what do you want me to do for you? He replied, Lord, please let me see. So what's much dearer to his heart is he would love to see. I'm sure he'd love to see the Lord. He'd love to see. This is a beautiful prayer that this man has, literally, but also spiritually. Let me see your power. And we can pray that prayer. Lord, help me to see. See with God's eyes. See clearly through our faith. Anyway, it's also a literal healing. And he replied, Jesus told him, have sight. Your faith has saved you. Now, this is the third time in Luke's gospel he has said, your faith has saved you. It's an extremely important line. All of us need healing in some way. What will save us? Our faith will save us. Our faith will heal us. Yes. But you have to ask for the right thing. Now, in this man, he has to see, but where is your blindness? Where is my blindness, right? Your faith will heal you of that. Okay, so many levels here. I just love Luke's gospel, as you know. You must know that by now. And it's so beautiful. There's so many levels. He immediately received his sight and followed him. Not everyone in this gospel who receives this miracle follows. Remember the 10 lepers? Only one came back, right? The demoniac with all the pigs that went into the sea, Jesus wouldn't let him follow. But this man received his sight and followed him. We probably know this story because he's probably a disciple, right? Probably told Luke the story because he was given his sight by our Lord and immediately followed him. That's what we need to do. See what we need to see and follow. When they saw this, all people gave praise to God. Well, you and I are part of all people, and we need to give praise to God. Okay, there's one more story in Jericho. It's not done with Jericho yet. And then we'll begin chapter 19 next time, where we have that other story of Jericho. We have another little thing, and then we, with Jesus, head to Jerusalem. Peace be with you. Bye now.